Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
/x/ is a bit lousy tonight. All the story threads have died after about 5 posts due to bad writing or AWOL OPs. Let's get a personal story thread. Young, maybe 6 to 8. Live in a church community that also owns campgrounds. Spend most of my summers on this church campground, hanging out with friends one year. First year we spent telling ghost stories around a campfire. Most of us are spooked. Someone makes up a rumor of the shadow man in the woods, also called the mirror man since he can be 2 places at once. And our 5-year-old minds decided he used mirrors to trick people while he stalked them. This kid is full of shit, but we all play into it because it is cool. And our parents would let us out after dark since this camp was in the middle of nowhere. Sally out one night to find the mirror man with a bunch of other kids. Some girls even came along. Trudge around pitch black trails with a flashlight. Reach the highway and turn back. One of the kids did not come back. Find out years later she was kidnapped by some trucker when she stopped near the highway, and was later found dead by the side of another road on the other side of the state. Sorry for not paranormal.
I got one. Started since I was 16 and continues to this day. Started in a woods, now the pricks everywhere. Be me 16. Be me. Regularly ditch school to go smoke in the woods across the street. Hang out at the log. This log was a revolving door for all losers, degenerates, and plain weirdos from all around the neighborhood. Go there one day to light up. Out of the path from the opposite direction comes this big dude, introduces himself as Jay. Realize nothing is right about this guy. He has got that dry, ridgy skin thing going. Dull eyes like he was a former crackhead. Give him a cig because we are friendly. Regret the decision immediately. Asshole sees it as the entry point to get lit up all the time. Bear in mind, second time we lit him up, we noticed his blood-encrusted, long-ass crackhead fingernails. Disgusting. Like he would gouge your eyes out for saying the wrong shit. Anyway, this becomes a fucking routine. Asshole shows up all the time now. At our regular time. Gets lit up for free without any complaint on our side. And besides, he is quiet and just sits around. About a week or so after this, he begins speaking up. Begins talking about his fucked up life. Shit about how he is from the projects. Did too many drugs. How he has seen a lot of his friends die from various bullshit. Some in the woods too, he mentions. And how he comes to the woods to hide from people who are out to get him. We are speechless. And he takes this silence to decide to say something. He says, if any of y'all are on narco shit, assuming we are narcs, so in extension, rats. He says, I will dice all you fuckers up, word is bond. Decide that our arrangement with Jay must be concluded. Decide to stop going to the woods. This went on for a month until that asshole got the idea, but lo and behold, me and one of my friends fucked up severely. I'll continue if anybody's interested. This was the most regretful decision of my life. Me and a friend, who I'll call C, decided to go back to the log after that month for a burn between us two. A bit of clarification for C. He naturally found his way into our group of lunatics because he was physically impaired. Very intelligent kid, very sweet, but he had like Marfan's syndrome or something, and his was bent over severely, making him look really small. C was very thin, very fragile. Out of respect for him because of what a cool kid he was, we'd bring him along to everything, often hanging out at stores when he was too tired to walk places with us. But anyway, me and C go back to the log. I help C make his way down the path, muddy from the previous night. Already shaky ground as it is. We set up shop, put our bags and coats down nearby. Light up and shoot the shit about regular shit. When, in the typical entrance, the other side of the path of the log, we hear the leaves rustle. And out comes fucking crackhead Jay. He looks pissed beyond all doubt. Like he was here to either get lit up for free or kick some ass. We greet him like we did, passive, friendly. He looks at us with contorted rage, but he is looking at C. He says, "You fucking narc on me." C says, "What?" He says, "You trying to put me in the brig? Look at me, fucker." And advances. C, in a surprising display of agility and strength, books it from the log back the way we came. I am in the middle of this encounter and book it after him. We hear the asshole stomping after us. C is a few feet in front of me, hobbling away. We make it out of the path, climb into the entrance, and lift the broken fence back into civilization. Catch our breath. When we realize we left our shit back at the log, I resolved to make C stay. And if I did not return within 10 minutes, remember me as a hero and to call the cops. In that order. I splinter cell my way back, heel to toe, holding a stick to smash into his throat for bullshit. See our belongings back at the log exactly where we left them, untouched. Psycho Crack J is nowhere to be found. I rummage through our stuff, and everything seems okay. Except when I go through my wallet, which is perfectly intact except my ID is missing. I think, well, shit, he has my information. Bring all the stuff back to C, and he is looking relieved and good to go. We book it back to the boulevard where we are, and take the bus back home. 'Cause honestly, fuck this. A few days pass and all becomes quiet, until I see Jay walking around in my own neighborhood, hanging around my apartment stoop, and eyeing me with the same look he gave us in the woods. I act like I've never seen him before, called the cops on him, but he always disappears before their arrival. Since then, his stays would decrease, randomize, and really late at night. And throughout the night, I'd hear some asshole shouting "Nako die as they sleep" underneath my window throughout the night. It died down somewhat quickly, and I looked over my shoulder often, carried a box cutter, and it all stopped within a few weeks. Until about 2 nights ago, when I heard somebody underneath my window go, "Nakos can't sleep 'cause Jay never forgets." Fucking asshole.
Just turned 13. There were woods behind my house. Spend hours each day exploring. One day I am deeper than I have ever been. Find a tree that was created to climb. Get about halfway up. Hear angry shouting. Shouting gets closer, then silence. 3 large men come into view. One had a shovel. The other had a big yellow bag of fuck if I know. And the third had a book bag. They were no longer screaming at each other, so I could not hear a word they were saying. One begins to dig as the other 2 just talk. At this point, I was more curious as to what they were going to put in the hole, but I knew to stay still and be quiet. The hole is complete. See the guy with the book bag open it and take something out. Strain to see it, hoping it is a lot of money because I have always been the poor kid. It is round. Try to figure out what it is. Holy shit. It is someone's head. Nearly fall out of a tree. Because I was naive and was not prepared for that being a reality. Caught myself without making any noise. Guy throws head in a hole. Now the guy with the yellow bag opened it and poured it all in. It looked like rock salt. Shovel guy covers the hole. They all start laughing. Nope, nope, nope. I am the tree. Do not look up. Nobody saw. I am tree. They grab their stuff and leave. Waited in that tree for an hour. Climbed down, ran full speed all the way home. I thought my heart was going to explode. Went inside, grabbed some water, and went to bed. Never told anyone. Because I was paranoid they would find me and do the same thing to me. Got over it pretty quickly, still didn't tell anyone other than a couple good friends years later. Fucking Florida.
I have a lot of nope stories. I'll start with the most recent one, which happened about a week ago. Working at a department store, big-ass place. Stocking shelves, making sure other employees are doing their shit, etc. Finish my aisle and find some old-ass shoe stuffed under the shelf. Saw it because my box cutter fell on the ground. Think nothing of it. So take it to the back room with me to throw out. Manager is back there and she gives me a weird look. She says, "Why are you not on the registers?" I say, I do not remember being told to go up front. She says, "I just talked to you in the office." I was working in the cereal aisle. I say, "Can you go up to the registers? Proceed to the registers." For a few hours, people kept saying that I was just somewhere, but somehow got across the store in a minute when they saw me go the opposite way. Kinda creeped me out. I got better ones, some more from work. This happened about a month ago. Be in the back room shooting the shit with my boss because nothing to do. Security manager comes walking in and points to a girl in a ragged black dress in the back room. They start talking about her again and talk about asking her to leave. No one else looked at her and she just stared at us. Ask who she is. The manager quickly says, "Get back to work now." Woman is just staring. Her skin is pale. They both go down there at a faster pace than normal. I just went back to work and asked about it later, and they say they have no idea what I am talking about. See the girl at the end of my shift in the parking lot staring at me.
About 10 or 11 years old. Me and my family move into an old house, middle of nowhere on the border of Mexico. The Rio is literally 50 feet from my backyard. Y.JPG. First night in the house. We beat the movers there. They are expected within the next 2 days. Kind of big 2-story house. Mom and Dad decided it is a good idea for all of us to sleep in the same room lined up on the floor since the furniture has not arrived. Come nighttime, we set up a huge pallet for all of us to lay on. I somehow end up on the edge of said lineup. The bathroom door left open right next to me, gaping chasm of blackness out of 10. Roll over and put my back to it, trying to forget about it. Still wide awake and feel something brush against my back. Hard enough for me to think it was one of the cats bumping me. We had 4 cats roaming around the house and getting a feel for it. Roll over to face the cat, feeling relieved to have something to pet. Nothing there. Paralyzed with fear for a solid 10 seconds. Think I see a person moving in the dark bathroom. Scream at the top of my lungs. Hysteria ensues. Me and my entire family jump up and run out of the room. They ask me what the hell happened. Told them I saw a man in the bathroom and I think he touched me while I was not looking. The electricity is not on yet. Only have a lighter on hand to check the bathroom. Everyone's scared shitless now. We move to the other room that does not have a bathroom and close and lock the door. I do not sleep for the rest of the night. Bonus. My dad went to check out the downstairs the day after that, and after he came back upstairs, he put a washing machine in front of the stairs and told us nobody is going downstairs until the movers arrive. Ask him why. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Next is a longer one over at a friend's place. Be with my best mate on our days off, kicking it with some beers. He lives near a nice woods with all sorts of interesting shit. Decide to go walking and talk about shit. We go out and he gives me a flashlight because it is getting dark out, and he does not want us to walk around blind. Due to paranoia, I am concealed carrying my father's M1911. Mate hates firearms, so I do not mention it. Halfway through, mate gets us lost. He has been in the woods a lot, so him getting lost is surprising. I never been in there before, so I was clueless. Walk for about an hour. Pitch black out. Warm night suddenly gets windy and chilly. Mate is getting a bit spooked, worried about predatory animals, etc. Tell him to calm down, that I brought a weapon. Less worried until immediately after. Hear some twigs snapping down the trail some. Mate flips shit and I draw my firearm and shine my light down. Cannot see shit, just bushes swaying in the breeze. Lower weapon, but keep light shined in the spot for a bit. Wind picks up even colder. We can see our breath now. Ask him what he wants to do. No reply. Turn around and he is shaking like crazy. Never seen this guy shake before. He's a big dude who's not afraid of anything. Ask if he's all right and he just mumbles, "We need to leave." Pause for a moment before pants-shitting terror courses through my body. Never felt this before. Not like this. Hear a loud crash up the trail like a tree falling. Raise the weapon and proceed slowly up the trail with my mate. We make it to where we heard the sound and there was not anything. No trees laying on the road, no cult sex party, nothing. Flashlight dies almost instantly. He just put new batteries in right in front of me. Pull out phone, no reception obviously, but use a handy flashlight app for some light. Hear more twigs cracking. Mate loses it and books up the trail. Shout at him to stop before he trips. Guy is out of sight in less than a minute. Run after him up the trail. Accidentally discharge my firearm into the dirt due to forgetting my trigger discipline. After my heart attack, proceed up the trail. I stop for a bit, nothing. Then sounds of crying. Raise light and firearm and search around. Crying coming from some bushes. Investigate to find my mate paralyzed with fear, sobbing his eyes out and clearly pissed himself. Ask him if he is okay and what the fuck happened. He says, "I saw it." I say, "Saw what?" He says, "The creature." At this point, I am already shaking so bad my light was making the woods look like a goddamn rave party. Adrenaline surges. Grab friend by the arm and pull him up. He yells at me, "We're gonna die." I tell him to shut the hell up and follow me. We go up the trail for at least 2 hours, all woods. The woods cannot be this big. Mate calms slightly but refuses to speak. Look at his watch. It stopped at 3:30 a.m. It was 7 p.m. or so when we left. Hear a massive boom like the one we heard earlier, except just in front of us. Aim a firearm, shaking too much to aim properly. See something white dart across. Discharge 2 rounds at it. It looked human-esque. He screams, "Stop! You will piss it off." Hear heavy panting in the area it scurried off to. Think, "Gotcha now." Discharge another round into the bush. Hear an ungodly scream. The worst stench I ever experienced surrounded us. I could not stop from vomiting, but regained composure soon after. Filled with fear and anger, quickly approach the bush. Light illuminates dark blood on the ground. Get to the bush and search it for the body. Nothing. Just a lot of dark red blood that smells like 1,000 rotting pigs. Light goes out. Feel lightheaded and weak. Run back to friend and grab him, trying to basically drag him. We get out to the trail and book it up as far as we can. Finally get out of that hellish place and end up in a field, a farmstead upwards a bit. His watch starts working and catches up to the time, 3:31 a.m. We make it to the farmhouse and bang on the door until someone answers. Old woman with a shotgun answers. Tell her we need help. She has her husband come down, and he notices we are shaken and that we came out of the woods. He sighed, asked him if he could give us a ride back to our area. We live 22 miles from the farm. Get back to my place. Mate and I crash in my living room. I slept with my AR that night. To this day, he claims not to remember anything of that hellish night. A few days ago, he asked if he wants to go chill in the woods again. I told him fuck no. I still have night terrors about the whole thing, and sleep is a thing of the past.
This happened a few years ago. Not really scary, just weird. Me and Dad are sitting in the living room watching TV, waiting on my two sisters coming home from a concert that night. At around 10 p.m., we hear them coming in the front door. The distinct noise of the door opening and closing, them both speaking to one another, and their footsteps walking down the hall. Me and my dad both sit there silent, anticipating their arrival into the room. Sit there for what seems like forever, and still nothing. We get up to check, but there is no trace of them at all. Both figured they forgot something or went back out to see someone. About 30 minutes later, we hear the front door open again, and my sisters come in. But it is not just them coming in for a second time. It sounds the exact same. The door shuts the same way. We can hear them having the exact same conversation as they walk down the hall. Only this time, they actually enter the room. According to them, they literally just got out from a taxi that dropped them off. They just got home. Don't know what to make of it. Other weird things happen in the house sometimes too, like hearing footsteps, things turning on by themselves. Don't know if it's ghosts or some kind of interdimensional shit or time slips. I've also seen what could be described as shadow people at times. Even my dad, who's as skeptical as they come, admitted that he'd seen shadows moving around the room while up late some nights, but still doesn't know if it's just his imagination or not.
Bit of backstory first. Right about the time my older sister was born, she's 3 years older than me, my parents started building a house. 6 months after SS is born, the house is finished and they move in. They live in the house from then until I was 6 years old. Then we moved to Iowa for my dad's job. When we moved, my uncle and his girlfriend moved in. When I was 11, the company Dad worked for went belly up, so we moved back to the old house. Uncle still lived there and stayed with us until I was 14. And now story time. Be me. Be 12 years old, about a week into summer vacation. My parents and uncle are at work, sis is with her friends, home alone, nothing on TV except soap operas. Screw this, I'm gonna watch a movie. Grab my DVD and head towards the player in the living room, walking past my uncle's room. Hear mumbling. Peek inside. Some woman is sitting on the bed, kind of surprised but not really. Probably some woman my uncle brought here. We exchange highs. Tell her I will be in the living room. She says okay, and I walk off to watch my movie. 15 minutes later, she comes into the living room, says she is leaving, comes over and motions for a hug. I think it is weird, but oblige. Uncle's girls are normally pretty nice. Heads towards the back door. I say bye, attention is still mostly on movie. About 30 minutes later, I realize I never heard that girl come in. Never heard the back door open or close when she left. Nope, back to my room and wait for someone to get home. The first one to get home is my uncle. Got some questions for you. Ask him who she was and he asked me to describe her. Kinda short, mid-length black hair, pale and looking back pretty cute. Turns out this girl's name was Liz. She was my uncle's girlfriend and lived with him when we lived in Iowa. And as cliche as it sounds, she died during this time. Not in the house though. Car accident in town. Apparently liked hearing about how me and my sister were doing and wanted to meet us at some point. I still live in that house and have since moved into my uncle's old room. Haven't ever seen her again, but the room does have a different feel than the rest of the house. I like to think she's still here, and every once in a while I talk out loud to Aunt Liz, just in case she is there.
Live in Pennsylvania. Haunted woods everywhere. Right up my alley. .png. Walking through the woods one day. Pretty deep in. Just about lost. Hear something muffled but nearby. Strain for a few moments, listening intently. Sounds like faint whispering. What the fuck? The most terrible, awful, overwhelmingly powerful feeling of fear and pure unbridled terror sweeps over me, like nothing I have ever felt before. It almost feels like a physical phenomenon. It was that powerful. Whispering, still faint, seems to multiply as if there are now more sources of whispering. Looking around at the trees, not moving, 100% paralyzed with unbridled horror. Trees seem to have naturally occurring faces, ugly and mocking, staring at me, trying to frighten me. They are doing a good fucking job. Feel surrounded, scared almost to the point of tears. Fall to my knees and clap my hands over my ears to stop the whispering. Physically shaking and hyperventilating. Suddenly, it is gone. Everything. The tree faces, the whispers, the fear. Slowly stand up. Nope, the fuck out of there. Never been back. I kinda want to that spot and see what happens. By far the most terrifying moment of my entire life.
Be me. 21 years old. Just moved into a shitty-ass apartment. See shadows move across the wall at night. Try to use logic. Does not make sense. They are darker than the other shadows on the wall, and there is no light source to make them. Ignore the shadows. Bathroom door starts opening on its own. Try to settle my startlement and blame it on the building just being old. Bathroom door keeps opening. This time I witness it open after I shut it, and make sure it cannot open on its own after rattling the handle and pushing on the door. Nope.jpg, time to run to the living room. The next day, I hear random banging sounds coming from inside my apartment in sets of threes. Knock, knock, knock in the living room. Go to the living room. Knock, knock, knock in bedroom. Run to the bedroom. Knock, knock, knock on ceiling. Look up wondering if it is my neighbors and realize it is impossible and cannot be them because they are only to the left of me. Knock, knock, knock in the kitchen. Go in kitchen and say, "What the fuck?" out loud. Knock, knock, knock in bathroom. Bathroom door opens. Nope, out of my apartment and walk around outside for a while. Come back and sit in my bedroom because I am tired of walking. Hear my name said out loud by a man's voice. What the? I am the only one here besides my cats. Open sliding glass door to walk around outside behind the building and see if someone is playing a trick on me or something. Nothing. Confused and a little scared. Knocks still constantly happen. Bathroom door still opens. Cats randomly meow at the wall and stare in corners of the rooms at nothing for hours sometimes. Lease ends in May. Cannot wait to nope the fuck out forever.
Be me. 4-year Marine vet, 24. Believed I saw the worst I could ever see. Bathroom right next to my room. Hear something loud hit and shake the deck. What the fuck? Wipe, wash, walk out. Walk into my room, gun rack fell over. Goosebumps like a motherfucker as soon as I walk in, ignore. Sigh and push the gun rack back up against the wall. See a shadow zip across my room. Ignore it, thinking my eyes are fucking with me again. Get an eerie feeling something is right fucking behind me. Staring at the back of my head as I assess what could have knocked my gun rack over. Turn around, figure standing face to face with me. My best mate from 3rd, 5th Marines died in 04 during Fallujah. Short on breath, freaking out, slowly back out of my room, shutting my door. Lay on the couch, put on HBO, eating Jiffy Pop, shake it off. Happened a while ago, but until I moved out of that apartment a year after the encounter, I would always get antsy and paranoid whenever I went into that room. Spooky shit.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight. Central Pine.